Now on the topic of these graphic books, 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. As if letting him me was going to cure all my problems.
Sir, I'll stop you there.
But in the end,
sir, I will
never
stop
told
you
you
there.
to get away.
Yes, sir, I asked you to stop, and you're going to have to leave if you don't continue with that. 3 warnings, I've asked you please to remove. Yes, sir.
Am I right? Yes.
Sir, he needs to be removed.
Kick me out, a black pastor, for reading these books.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Imagine walking into a school board meeting expecting a discussion about policies only to find yourself in a heated clash over decisions that could profoundly impact your child's future. The stakes are high, the voices are passionate, and the arguments are unforgettable. Watch as fathers boldly take a stand and challenge woke school boards in this compelling video. But before diving in, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories that matter. The woke culture clash. One father dressed in a sharp suit approached the microphone with an air of confidence. He began a statement with an unusual theatrical flair, referencing historical figures to emphasize his point. The crowd responded with uneasy chuckles, but his tone shifted as he launched into his real message.
I am Caesar, Julius Caesar of Rome, the emperor. I am also a female. Does anybody here believe that I am Julius Caesar? No? Of course not. It's ridiculous. I'm not Caesar. I'm not a woman either. I'm here as a father who loves his children, who loves his country. And I'm here to talk about this duty of a school board and the Department of Education. Your duty is to act in the best interest of children. It is to teach truth, not lies. Biology, not a social agenda. It's about the children. We have a duty to protect them. And we have a duty to nurture them to their own self-actualization when they can declare whatever they want to be. And we will love them no matter what it be. But engaging and facilitating gender confusion, gender dysphoria, is developmentally injurious to the mental and emotional capacities of children, especially elementary school students.
As a parent, he expressed his concern over the promotion of gender-related topics in schools, arguing that such conversations should not confuse young minds during their formative years. His voice carried a mix of frustration and care as he concluded by urging the board to focus on nurturing students rather than pushing social agendas that might do more harm than good. The dress code debate. In a packed room, another father stepped forward with a clear purpose. Holding up a printed image, he pointed out how he proposed dress code changes could affect classroom discipline.
Under the proposed policy, this would be appropriate in a classroom. Now, if you ask me, this is inappropriate for a board meeting. If you have a dress code policy that allows us in a classroom, it does not promote a safe classroom environment as well as limiting the amount of distractions in the classroom. I can't think of any place of work where I could walk in an interview and be taken serious in something like this. Let's be adults for these students. Let's put the right policies in place to help them have success in the future. Thank you.
Calm yet assertive, he questioned whether such policies created a respectful learning environment. His argument centered on preparing students for the real world where professionalism and self-respect play crucial roles. The silence in the room spoke volumes as he wrapped up with a call to set higher standards for students, emphasizing the role adults play in modeling appropriate behavior. The fight over books. The debate took another turn when a father held up a controversial book from the school library. Without quoting directly, he summarized its explicit content, highlighting how it was inappropriate for students despite being approved for middle school reading.
We have books after book after book after book. There's a of a 10-year-old girl graphic in this book. It's heartbreaking. I hesitate to read it. I don't feel comfortable reading it to adults. 13-year-olds can check this book out, and you guys have bought it for them and provided it for them, and it needs to be corrected ASAP. Are you gonna eat her? Yeah, Earl, I'm gonna eat her. Do you even know how to eat? No, not really. Papa Gaines never sat you down and said, son, one day you're going to have to eat. No, but he taught me how to eat a. Yep, I would teach you some technique, but it's a little complicated. Son, I don't have time for that. I got 20 over here I need to eat. Is that right? I'm on a deadline. It goes on and on and on and on and on and on. There are 79 in this book. 79. 51 11 15 and 9 guys, and a list goes on. And you guys need to fix it.
Thank you.
His challenge to the board was clear. If the content couldn't be shared openly in the meeting, how could it be justified as suitable for young students? His argument left many in the audience visibly uncomfortable, raising critical questions about the selection process for educational materials. Restroom realities. One of the most emotionally charged moments involved a father and his young daughter. The father, speaking with visible concern, described how new restroom policies could violate his daughter's privacy. Standing by his side, the child responded firmly when asked if she felt comfortable with boys in the restroom.
My daughter, right here, sweetheart, tell these people, do you want a little boy to watch you pee?
No.
No, why?
Because inappropriate.
It's inappropriate. My 8-year-old daughter knows it's inappropriate, and yet y'all sit there silent. But I tell you what, I want to prove that you're all hypocrites. Because each of you ladies, I want you to invite your husbands. Let's go to the bathroom, and I want them to watch me watch you use the bathroom, and let's see if they get mad. Let's prove to the public the hypocrites that sit on this board. If a little boy follows my daughter in that bathroom and touches her, you will have a new rather of dangers. Now stand up and do something. You're so scared of losing federal funding, it's ridiculous.
Thank you.
The father used this moment to highlight the policy's flaws, questioning whether any of the board members would accept such arrangements for themselves. His words resonated deeply with the audience, adding a personal perspective to the broader debate. The forgotten disabled child. The most heartbreaking story came from a father advocating for his deaf son, who had been left without proper education support for months due to systemic delays. He described the emotional toll it took on his child, who returned home daily in tears, isolated and unable to communicate effectively.
Okay, so now that you're done each other off with a bunch of trophies and participation certificates, here's the truth. You guys don't care about the disabled kids because my disabled son was deaf. You put him in with a bunch of disruptive kids, okay? Bad kids at Bester Elementary. There was no sign language interpreter, no instruction for sign language. We applied to Maryland School for the Deaf. He was accepted in December. He was supposed to be transferred in January. Dr. Annette Walters refused to sign the Board of Education form to transfer him to Maryland School for the Deaf. January, February, March, April, mid-April, I came in screaming about civil rights lawsuits and everything else, and then they immediately processed a transfer in May. 5 months late, he was transferred to a place where they could teach him sign language, where he was around other deaf and disabled children with similar abilities as him, so that he could have a normal life and actually communicate with kids and not get into fights every single day. He came home crying from Bester Elementary School every single day he went there because he got into fights with kids who didn't understand him because he was deaf. He couldn't talk, he couldn't sign, he didn't know anything. We were doing the best that we could, but you guys left him there. No child left behind, my you people sit up here, waste millions of dollars, hire people with fake names like this Steve Edwards guy who's using a stage name to conduct official business, which in the state of Maryland, if he's signing contracts and legal documents, I believe is the crime of uttering, which is a But you decide to leave my disabled son in with a bunch of bad kids at Bester Elementary to get his kicked on a daily basis because you didn't want to give up the funding you get from state, federal, and local. Okay, you didn't want to give up money, so you didn't allow him to get transferred until I came in and went in your lobby. And then you did. So everything that over there said about how great you are caring about the kids is an absolute lie, Miss Williams. You should step down. Your I already know about you. You're civil rights violator. You've been sued repeatedly.
Mr. Porter.
You will not interrupt my time, ma'am. I have a First Amendment right to tell you my opinions.
Mr.
This
Porter.
is the right to redress of grievances in your face, Miss Williams.
We appreciate your participation in the meeting, and while I encourage you to address the Board of Education,
You're stealing my time.
And I will give you.
You.
Okay.
You my disabled son, and you will answer for it in a court
I recommend that we go into closed session.
I'm not at 5 minutes, lady.
To obtain legal advice pursuant to the general provisions article of the Annotated Code of Maryland.
You're silencing my free speech during my time. I signed up 2 weeks ago to talk, and you're silencing my free speech.
May I have a motion, please, and a second? So moved.
You guys are going to silence my free speech because you don't like what I'm saying. That's viewpoints.
Order, while I appreciate your participation,
no, you don't.
Would you please refrain from using your comments?
First Amendment, freedom of speech, that's my opinion of your job. You're doing a good job. You're an awful god. Disrespectful person to that lady today, and a week ago to Darrell Evans. I watched you condescend a fellow board member like he was a 2-year-old. You chastised him for disagreeing with you. Lady, you know everything that's wrong with the bureaucracy that's here in this building. Downsville Pike is the teachers are doing a great job in this county, like the people that got the awards. But people like you hamstring their abilities to teach children like mine. You're have a good day.
Only after he threatened legal action did the necessary steps finally take place, 5 months too late. His words underscored the dire need for schools to prioritize students' needs over bureaucratic inefficiencies. What do you think? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this video with others who care about the future of our schools.